Welcome to Andy's Entertainment Corner.
Hello! In this video, I'll be reviewing the original Pet Sematary. And I thought now the new Pet Sematary movie is out, and I'm planning to go and see it very soon. So I thought I would rewatch this 1989 version of Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary is directed by Mary Lambert, stars Dale McKeith as Louis Creed, Fred Gwynne as Jude Crandall, Ganesh Cosby as Rachel Creed, Brad Quince as Victor Pascoe. Now we got Micah Hughes as Gage Creed, Blaze Burnell as Eric Creed. After a tragic strike, a grieving father discovers an ancient burial ground behind his home, with the power to raise the dead. As with all my reviews, there will be likes, disappointments, and dislikes. First, I'll start with likes. Mary Lambert did a good job in directing this movie. She did a real good job as in the editing and pacing. They are all good directing of the cast. The script is actually came from Stephen King himself, and I found the screenplay was pretty good, and I never really read the story, so I can't really tell the difference between the two. So I'm really surprised that Stephen King actually decided to do the screenplay for the 1989 Pet Sematary. The overall cast is done a pretty good job. Dale McKeith did a good job as Louis Creed. In a good role, played a good role in the story. It had happy moments and also very grief moments. He had to deal with death in the family by losing his son to Cage, and he's the one that molested, killed his neighbour Jude, his wife Rachel, and then finally himself by burying his son in the Pet Cemetery, causing him to come back to life. And Fred Gwynne as Jude Crandall, once again he's done a very good job as the very tall guy who's played Fred Munson, from the Monsters. He got really good time in this film. He warned that Jude, he warned Louis by the end of the movie not to bury his son. He knew that he'll come back, and I told the story to Louis about a guy who died in the 50s, and he was buried in the Pet Cemetery up in the old Indian burial ground, and he came back to life and killed people who he loved. people realized that's how your wife came back to kill him, by burning down the house. Jude helped Lewis out the first time that he went to bury the cat. Church was the first to come back. Dennis Crosby as Rachel Creed. She did an okay job in the film. I mean, she had a decent role when she was in the story as a loving mother to both her children. And of course, quite devastated when she lost his son, Gage. She went off to her parents' place when Gage died, and she returned back to the house to find that her son was brought back to life by Lewis Creed by taking his body to the cemetery, and she got killed by her son by an off-scene death. Brad Greenskiff is from Victor Pascoe. He's the young college student or a young guy who's in high school got hit by a truck. Off screen, you didn't see what happened. We see his facial head was actually looked like being damaged hit, the door open. He appears from time to time to talk to Lewis. The warning at time not to go to the Indian burial ground, to bury nothing in there, but he knew that things will come back. He tried to appear to a few people, but of course they're going to hear or see him. Now with the kids in the film. We got the boys, Bryn Dahl as Ellie Creed. She's the little girl that's very fond of her cat. And she was away when her cat got killed. Of course, when she returned to find her cat was still alive. And of course she was acting different and she found it quite very smelly. And she had a weird dream that her brother was gonna get killed. First of all, she found that her cat died. And that it built in the Indian ground and came back to life. Then she had this dream that her brother came back to life also. And she's trying to warn them about her son, about her brother. And there was a good ghost by the name of Pascoe that came to talk to her about certain issues, warning her about what's going to happen. And she's trying to tell her, but her mother doesn't believe her. She left with her grandparents while her mother, Rachel, returned to the house. So she lived through the film, and yeah, she's a cute kid, and she did a very well job in the film. A young little actress. I didn't find her annoying, and she was just a little kid that's she had a time, and at that time she was quite teary and very shocked that she lost her brother as well. Now off to the Mike Hughes as Gage Creed. He's a little 3-year-old toddler who died. He was a happy little kid. He chases a kite in which he eventually died from getting hit by a truck. While his mum is away, his father goes to bed, undig his grave and takes his body to the old Indian burial ground, in which he comes back and kill everyone who walk into, killing Grendel, his mum, and ended up putting to sleep by his father, which is quite a sad little moment to watch poor little Gage would die. To the gore effect of the film, the pretty cool moment of the film of nice gore effects. As we saw that at the start of the movie, we see Pasco's open head, blood, Morgan see his side of the head, or his side of his head all open from his wound. When Jude got killed, we see, first of all, we saw Gage slice his foot open with a scalpel. Then he sliced his mouth open, and then see Gage rip off his side of his face by his chunk of his neck, in which he eventually just chokes to death. When Lewis comes into the house to find out that his son was alive, he finds Grendel under the bed sheet on the floor, and we notice that it's also his jaw has been ripped off. It's more nice practical effect there. And last of all, at the very end of the film, when Lewis buried his wife and Rachel, when she came back, we saw her come into the kitchen. We see what happened to her. Her eye socket, one of the eye sockets is missing, and part of the facial part of her skull was visible. There are only a few deaths. One woman hangs herself. She looked like she was like a housekeeper attending to Rachel's bedding, washing the sheets and stuff, and she ended up hanging herself. When Gage came back, of course I already mentioned that he killed Jude and his mother. They had a good, nice, creepy mystery score throughout the film, which suits the film very well. It makes a nice, edgy feel to the story at the end of the film. When Gage is lurking around in the house hiding, a real good, nice, creepy film to the story. Now on to the disappointment of the story. As I found that the movie was very slow in the first, I say, 2 acts, and then nothing really happened at all. There's no kills. It's more just a lot of drama, people talking, not much really going on. The only time we really see death is at the very last 20 minutes of the film, when Gage returns and kills Grendel and his mum. And the final death is off screen. Rachel just picks up the knife and just cuts the black with the credits. And we also have another off-screen death, which we don't see as well, which is when Rachel gets killed by Gage. Come on, this is supposed to be a horror we only see one real kill. 2 off kills. It's just To the dislikes of the film is one particular scene in their funeral. A fight breaks out involving his father-in-law by hitting him, and very angry with what happened. I find this scene actually quite upsetting. This kind of thing shouldn't be allowed in a funeral, in a service. Particularly when a coffin gets knocked down to the floor, and his mother gets upset, and then everyone else who nearby is quite upset as well. Eventually he makes up his father-in-law at the end of the film. He apologizes to him by what happened. Okay. The verdict of the film, I say that the directing is good, the overall cast or acting is good. Some of the deaths are cool, but one scene we see particularly, Kabata's other death, which you don't see there off screen, which is disappointing. I want to see more gore, but the story is good. Stephen King did a good job of the screenplay. The practical effects on the gore is pretty cool. Makeup effects of Pasco's head, if he's wearing, pretty cool. Grandel, when he died, you see his jaw ripped off, and his tendon gets sliced, and his mouth gets sliced as well, and his big chunk of flesh gets taken off. Nice effect. But when it comes to pace, but the move is slow in parts, and majority of the film until the end of the film, where the film gets up a little bit. It's a good film. The first basic 2 parts of the act of the film is more drama, not much happening. Overall gives Pet Sematary a 7 out of 10. Thank you for checking out my 1989 Pet Sematary review. If you like what you see, give me a like. And if you're new to my channel, great. Join the family and subscribe to my channel.